with PLC and Yo-Yo down on the beach. But before we go to that, check out some messages from our sponsors who make the IBA World Tour possible. We are back in the 2013 Arica Chilean Challenge, checking out some of the local Chileans on the beach. And we are in our 8th and final heat of round number 1. We have Alex Uranga, Johan Florentine, Alberto Colucci, and Matias Diaz.
Yeah, Eric, this is a pretty cool international heat here. Alex from the Basque Country, Johan from Reunion Island, Alberto Colucci from Venezuela, and looking for first blood is local boy Matias Diaz on the right.
The rider in the blue.
Solid wave, right, Eric?
And it seems like a lot of these rights are turning out to be like that. These guys take off, big, good-sized wave. There's not that much to offer.
Yeah, it runs into this channel, so sometimes there's this rip coming through it, so it creates a little bit of a chop. But also it'll bowl up, and look at a Venezuelan rider right here, Alberto Colucci, with a 360 spin, a little chop here, but he's going for it. Nope. Yeah, sometimes they'll come in, Eric, and have this huge wedge, and so you can launch a huge air off it.
Speaking of big airs.
Yeah.
Here we are, your rider in red, Alex Uranga on the left.
Oh.
Ducking out the back of that one. It looked good for a second. I'm not quite sure what was going on.
How is that cutout, Eric? He seemed like you saw him almost get sucked over. The wave was so hollow. You saw him like his board and stuff getting almost just bent back around through the lip.
Dipping out there at the last minute, isn't he?
Yep. So Johan Florentine waiting out the back for a good-looking wave. He has priority now, and so he'll probably use that to his advantage. And he's really strong in these left-handers, Eric. He's from Reunion Island. They have a lot of left-hand breaks, and that's his forte. And so when he comes out here to Reunion, he's looking to go, when he comes out here to Chile, he's looking to go left.
Well, we talked about it earlier. It looks like you got to be a little bit more picky than usual.
Yeah.
We're back on camera. And, of course, world champion from Kauai, Jeff Hubbard. It man has his own holiday. Eric Apple, of course, your host for the IBA World Tour. I'm stoked to have Jeff up here with me. And we were talking about earlier when I saw you in the other tent, Jeff, you got to be a little bit more picky today here at Arica than some of the other times that we've competed here, correct?
Yeah, correct. I mean, I was in my heat. I caught 3 waves in 30 minutes. And luckily I made it. I got 2 waves. 2 of them were sets. So, I mean, that's why I was able to progress. But, I mean, it's hectic out there because there's not a lot of there's a lot of waves, but not a lot of them are really good because they're big and closing out. So you have to choose them perfectly. And that's kind of the problem out here on a big swell at El Gringo is that the waves are not always makeable.
And we've talked about, you've competed here several times, and I asked you about it earlier, but let's talk about it on camera. Now, the wave can hold a couple feet bigger than this even still, correct?
It can. It can hold up to probably about 12 foot, and that's maxing out as big as you could ride it. The rights, maybe you could ride some bumpy 15-footers out the back, but 12 foot, there might be a rideable wave. It likes the 8-foot range, Eric. I've noticed that at the 8-foot mark, that's like the perfect size for the rights and lefts. You get an 8-footer on the right direction, it's gonna like hold up really well.
So you think the size that we're at today is pretty much optimal size? At maybe just the direction or
exactly,
or the intervals a little bit off?
Yeah, I think the size is good. We've seen some good barrels on each heat. And guys are ripping. You just need a little bit more consistency. And it's the beginning of the swell. That's why it's longer period. It's not quite coming in what we really know. Up and riding. Is this Johan Florentine?
Johan Florentine, way behind. Bottom turning around, though. Is he going to get a barrel section? It looks like he is, Jeff.
Oh.
He didn't want it.
Yeah.
It just kind of crumbled in front of him, kind of ugly. And right now, we're going to head down to our beach commentator, Yo-Yo. He is with PLC, our former world champion and our heat winner.
Here we are with the winner of the heat number 7, Mr. Pierre-Louis Costes. Pierre, Hey, hello, how are you? I'm pretty stoked. I made it. So it was pretty difficult hit. I was pretty nervous. All the riders were really good. Ryan Hardy, Jake Stone, and Alan Munoz are some of the best riders out here. And I was a bit nervous. So I was happy to get good ones and made it.
You give us an incredible show with the aerial movements. Tell us about a little bit about this, please.
Yeah, I had two good left, like two decent score, and I wanted to improve on them. And I took off on the right, and there was like a pretty big section to hit, and I was going so fast I had to hit it, and I did like a big effort. Like the landing was just so slow. Like I remember just like, oh, when am I gonna arrive on the down the bottom? And as soon as I hit it, I just hit my face on the board, hurt my jaw a little bit, and I just lost control of my board.
At the moment, from your point of view, which of is right or left? Which is best for like flying and to get better scores to your point of view?
It depends really. I think the lefts are better for combo, like for barrel to move, and the rights are more like it's hard to get a really good ride. But if you get a good ride, you're gonna go higher, that's for sure.
Would you like to tell someone back home?
Yeah, I want to say hello to my girlfriend. I love you, and say hello to my family and my friends watching the live right now. And yeah, let's try to go all the way.
Thank you very much, Pierre. Well, I'm back to you guys, and thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Aloha, ciao.
Thank you so much. Yo-Yo, our man here in Chile. Thanks for taking care of us and helping everyone out.
He's a legend. Yo-Yo is a legend. He's always just a really nice guy and just trying to help do the right thing for everyone. And we visit here, and he just comes in and just met Eric yesterday, and he's like his best friend today. Pretty cool.
The guy's awesome. He's cool as could be, helping out everyone. And certainly, this event would not be possible without him. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. But Tias Diaz looks like he got almost a 5.95, almost 6 point ride while we were away, and so he's taken the lead. The local boy, Matias Diaz, won the trials here, Eric. That's why he's got this spot. So he won the trials of the local trials, excuse me. So he won the local trials like 2 weeks ago, and they got a wild card, and that gave him a wild card berth into the main event round.
That's a great story. I mean, here a local guy with local knowledge and some skills, showing the other guys from around the world how to get it done out here. He has the lead in the heat, like you said, with a 7.53, and he's followed by the Venezuelan Alberto Colucci, who has a 5.23, and behind him is Johan with a 1.7 and Alex Uranga with a 1.6.
Here's Johan going. Look at Johan looking at this left, Eric. Nice barrel. Oh.
Not going to find a way out, unfortunately. Man, it was like if he just had a tiny bit more speed, he could have come out cleanly and ducked out under that lip. And
he kind of got lipped, it looked like, as the lip kind of chandeliered on him as he entered the barrel, so it held him back from exiting, which was unfortunate. And what we do see now, Eric, is a little bit of texture on the water, but this is
the start of the wind.
This is the start of the wind. There's supposed to be some choppy seas today, but this is the swell. We have big waves. We have a lower tide, which El Gringo likes a low tide, and so it will get hollower even though the wind's coming up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be pretty intense out here for the next couple heats. And we have the round two. We're going to go into the first two heats of round two. Right after this, Renato Ariano, Israel Salas, George Humphreys, and Brahim Adouche coming up in round two, heat number one.
Well, we do have a little lull in the wave action. We are going to catch up. Even though he didn't win the heat, we're going to talk to our local rider, Alan Munoz. Yo-Yo is down on the beach with him. Take it away, Yo-Yo.
Bueno, chicos, aquí estamos en español con, nuestro top 24, Alan Muñoz. And everybody back home, I'd like to introduce you. This is our top 24 from Chile, Alan Muñoz. Alan, si nos puede decir acerca del hit. Alan, if you can tell us about the hit, please.
Una manga súper fuerte con Ryan Hardy, Jake y Pierre. Las condiciones están un poco difíciles, pero igual salen un par de olas buenas, solo hay que tener buena selección.
Okay, Alan said that it was a really hard hit, with Ryan Hardy and the balls like top, but he gotta be patient to get a good condition, ¿no? Y bueno, Alan, dinos un poco cómo se siente ahora finalmente estar entre los grandes. Well, we'd like to know, how do you feel, Alan, like to be in the big leagues, like with the big guys?
Muy motivado, muy emocionado, con la responsabilidad de tratar de surfear al mismo nivel estoy tratando de concentrarme y poder lograrlo.
Okay, he feels like really like happy, really like concentrates, and he just wanted to do it. He just wanted like make to get a big result. Alan, una pregunta más. ¿Hay alguna estrategia para ti en este campeonato o en especial para seguir el tour, para seguir cómo está yendo?
Sí, acumular las vibras de mis amigos que me están mandando mensajes de texto al celular, por Facebook, y muchos amigos de mi ciudad vinieron a apoyarme junto a los locales que me hacen sentir como en casa y muy agradecido de ellos, que esa es mi fuerza.
Well, I was asking to Alan if it was a plan like to be having a really good presentation, and he said like he's planning like and receiving like all the vibrations from everyone back home. And Alan, last question, una pregunta. ¿Te gustaría agradecer, te gustaría hablar algo en especial en estos minutos que estás aquí con toda la prensa mundial?
Sí, agradecer a mi familia, mis dos abuelos que son el pilar fundamental de mi vida, a la gente del Tao, a la gente que está aquí, a los locales, sobre todo a mis auspiciadores que somos bastante amigos y formamos un lazo que es tratar de levantar el podio en Chile, y yo estoy agradecido de que ellos confíen en mí, así que muchas gracias también a ellos.
Okay, Alan, like to say thanks everybody in home, especially to grandparents that they are like the base of his training and his focus, and he would like to be concentrate, and thanks to everyone that is in home. Alan, muchas gracias y esperamos verte aquí de nuevo. Ojalá que ganando, pasando, ya pasaste a un nuevo round y bueno, esperamos que tenga un buen resultado. Y ahí estamos, gracias chicos y nos vemos luego.
Vale, Roy.
So Yo-Yo pumping up our local rider, Alon Munoz, who got second in that heat with a 13.31. Back to the heat we're in. I'll give you a lay of the land. The man from Reunion Island, Johan, is in first place with 8.23. Matias Diaz, he is in second place with a score of 7.53. And the Venezuelan, Alberto Colucci, with a 5.23. And Alex Aranga with 1.63, looking to improve upon his scores. And we still have plenty of time in the heat, over 17 minutes.
So, I mean, Alex has one wave, as you can see, and so he's definitely going to replace both those waves. And he's been surfing really good out here, really good. And it's been awesome to watch. Johan, while we were away, this is what Johan did. He got a nice shack.
And just straight away into the barrel, hooking immediately under the lip, driving, wave spits, ducks out the last minute right there, and you could see all the boils, and that's because of the rocks and the uneven surface below. And you know, Jeff, talk about the consequences of hitting the rocks here and what the bottom is like.
Well, the bottom is really hard. I mean, it's rock bottom. I mean, it doesn't give it any way, shape, or form. It like just a punchy back. So it's got some urchins in it, and it's kind of sharp, but mostly it's just so hard. The closer you get into the rocks, it's the sharper it gets. So out there, you eat it. If you hit, you're getting just blasted into some solid concrete, and it does not feel good.
Now, is this like old lava bottom as we see Johan taking off again on the left?
He's going to look for a backflip or invert here, I think, Eric.
Look
Air
at this,
forward. Oh
air.
my
That was
gosh.
clean.
That was awesome. Those are dry rocks you had to cut out of.
So talk about the bottom. Is it old lava rocks, or is it just regular rock with urchins? And
Yeah, it's just rock. It's just like rock. Oh, that was a nice roll by Matias Diaz.
well,
Looking for another one here.
we talk about the bottom, like at the South Coast Crusade. The last day, the main event was held at a secret spot that we're not going to name, but the rock there is old lava rock, and it's sharp, and it can be like glass in certain places. It's very razor sharp.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that spot is not too dangerous as long as you are on the outside.
Totally.
But this bottom is different, correct?
Yeah, this bottom, I mean, it gets really sharp the closer you in because it's cold water, and it's just been some barnacles and some urchins. That air forward was textbook.
Very
Johan
nice.
just landing it super clean and then ducking out before it goes dry. I mean, we've all got drug across those rocks before, and look at Matias on this right. Nice roll. That's going to be a nice score.
Through that good-sized lip.
And it looks like he was going to come up for another section, and he just kind of avoids this section right there, which would have been nice for him to hit one more time. He would have really improved on that score. And here's Alex Uranga, high-speed trim line with a GoPro on his back, Eric.
We must have missed this wave while we were watching one of the others.
Yeah, he split the peak with Matias. So when Matias went right, Alex went left, and so that's what Alex got on that. And that was a pretty cool. He had a stall and just get spit out. So that'll at least Alex starts his campaign off really well. And he's got a GoPro, so that'll look pretty cool on the back. GoPro sponsoring this event. Alex been wearing it, getting used to it out here every day. he's got some cool images. I wonder if we have any for the. I need to pull up, but we'll get one pretty soon from that ride. That's for sure.
And just a little heat update. We are halfway through the event, or I'm sorry, through the heat. Just over 14 minutes to go here in the final heat of round number 1. Remember, this is not elimination. First and second place moves on to the third round. Third and fourth has to go off in the second round to fight for their proverbial lives here at the.
Yeah, Matias Diaz in and out on that one right there. No score there, but Matias Diaz will give you an update as soon as these judges lock in the scores. They had a little bit of a flurry. So Johan got a 7 for that air forward. Alex got a 6.45 for that.
That's a big score for a wave on the inside, don't you think?
Yeah, and Matias Diaz got another 5.8. So Matias Diaz 2 rolls on the roll on each of his waves on the right. So almost 6 points. So Alex Uranga though sitting pretty in third place. He has one really good score. So if he can just get another mid 5, he's going to be great. And here he is going.
Riders splitting the peak. Red going left, yellow going right. Alex Uranga trimming, looking for an invert.
Big invert, clean landing. He's holding on all the way to the Venezuelan double spin. Don't see that too much anymore into the whitewater. He's going to try and do something. But Alex Uranga definitely got the better of that exchange, and he's going to have a good score. And it's probably going to take him into second place, I would imagine.
Well, that's not fair to say, Jeff. We don't know what Alberto Colucci did in the beginning of that wave. Or did you watch over here?
I did not watch
That's
it.
That's your guess? That's your educated guess?
That's my educated guess.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I'm just saying we don't really know.
You're,
all right.
You're right, Eric.
Here we go.
Don't know.
Alex Uranga.
Look at this. Invert. Here's what he does. Nice section. He launches pretty high.
Now, what if Alberto did a reverse 720 air at the beginning of that wave?
We did a 720 in the flats.
What if we did a 720 air and then a 720 in the flats?
Now, that would be...
we had no idea.
We did not have an idea. That would be pretty cool. He could do anything. Well, those rights, he will never
We'll see
know.
if we can take air as a right-hander. Will he... Oh! Nice barrel roll right there through the lip. Little Rolo.
And here he goes. It'll cut
a cutback, a forward, and then a 720.
Yeah, so that's going to come in around a 4.
Whoa, this is straight up PSAA right here.
That was what you do at Trestles, and you get a 6 or 7 point ride. So.
And you beat me in a heat there, and I'm still angry about it.
No.
I was beating you till 30 seconds ago, and you got me. This is like 2002.
Yeah, probably last time we surfed out there in a contest. Alex Uranga with a 6.8 on that last invert. Great score. He vaults him straight to first place. Alberto Colucci, that was his best score, 5.0. Matias Diaz in third now. Johan Florentine in second, and he needs a 6.2 to get to. Yeah, so there it is.
But, that score for Alberto Colucci, I mean, he was doing a lot of spins and that stuff, but he had a good roll to start off with. And that score, a 5.15, puts you on the board as far as you're in competition, because now if he gets if he gets a 6 or a 7, he's in advancing position.
Exactly. He needs almost a 7, and he'll be advanced. So you're right. That 5 was crucial for Alberto's advancing state here, and I know he can do it. He's got some talent. So the young Venezuelan sitting in fourth. But Matias Diaz, the Chilean, only needs a 6.14 in third. He's going to be dangerous out here because this is his local break, Eric. And but Johan and Alex.
All right. Well, we told you where we're at. We told you what the scores are. We have a break in the wave, so let's check out a GoPro spot check with Alex Uranga here at El Gringo.
Here in Arica, I enjoy a lot because the wave is one of the best in the world. You have a lot of things to do here. It's a small city. This is an amazing wave. It's really long, really heavy, and when the swell hit it from different sides, you can get a bit longer wave or a smaller but better ball. Sometimes you didn't know if it's going to open really clean, and you drop it and didn't stop for anything and go inside and just trashing you, and that you are going to make it and go fast, and then when you go out you feel like, oh, that's a good barrel. This is Arica's barrel. this is one of the biggest comp of all the event, and I know that everyone is really hungry to win there. You have to trashing yourself all the time, trashing the wave, not be scared of the rocks, and go hard.
Here he is, Alex Aranga, back live. He had a nice little cutback before that, and he was looking for something big to do and was never really able to find it. Alex is in first place, so it didn't really need to extend his lead there. He's still winning, but he's still looking for a big score. His highest score is 6.8. I'm sure he's looking to get a 7 or an 8 to really put an exclamation mark on his heat win. And take a look at the replay. He just has this open face turn, and he was trying to cut down the speed and get back in the bowl for something to happen, but it just never materialized, did it, Jeff?
It didn't, and unfortunately for Alex, he's going to paddle back out and get in fourth priority. But the good news is he's still in first place, so nothing happened, nothing ventured, nothing lost. So it's a good job for Alex. He's sitting in first place, and that GoPro clip was cool, man. It's amazing. The difference, just a regular roll, a big roll with the GoPro looks amazing. You do a backflip, which is technically more difficult when you do a GoPro, and it's not quite as impressive. It's really strange. So it was cool to see. I had a huge rollo in that GoPro clip, and it looked really nice. And look, round 2, Heat 1 is coming up next. The 9th heat of the day. Renato Ololano from Chile, Israel Salas from Brazil, George Humphreys from Australia, and Brad Amadouche from Morocco. So a really star-studded international cast coming up in the elimination round, first elimination heat of the event. Look for these guys to just go crazy and go nuts.
And I think you just said it in a mouthful right there. The whole tour. This is a star-studded international cast. The whole tour. Yeah. That's what this is. It's the best in the world, and we're in the best waves in the world, and we're traveling to all corners of the globe. So, I mean, that really describes this tour to a T, I think. Here we are, your rider in red again. Alex Aranga, another wave. Look at this.
That was
throwing
cool.
the flip, and he projected himself pretty far out on the shoulder.
Yeah, he wanted to get away from the explosion. When he landed there, he had so much height, he had to like readjust, throw the legs, and just kind of make sure he landed it, and he did, and came out and cut out. So we'll see the replay of that from this angle. Looks probably pretty cool. Bing. Nice RS. That was sick. Oh, wow, he almost went over the handlebars, Eric. That was intense.
He did. I mean, he had his feet up, his heels kind of up in front of his face.
Yeah, that was heavy.
Yeah, he had the scorpion coming over, and he held it together.
He held it together. And Alberto Colucci just in and out of that Laos, and he'll stay in fourth place after that wave. But Matias Diaz still looking for a 6.1 to move into second, and Johan Florentine in holding on to second place with this, and trying to improve on his 5.05. So if he can better a 5.05, he may even go into the first position here. But they're only looking to stay in the top 2 positions, Eric, because and stay away from that elimination round.
You guys remember, world champion Jeff Hubbard sitting with me now. You guys can be sending in questions to the IBA Facebook page. Jeff will answer them. Going to be joining us here in just a moment, 9-time world champion Mike Stewart. You can ask him some questions as well. And Jeff, I'm kind of nervous. I'm going to be sitting here with Mike Stewart in a minute.
I know. He's
the man, the myth, the legend.
Did you see his 9.28 ride? It was amazing. It was like an 8-foot wave, and he just scooped in like it was pipeline and just got spit out.
It looked like pipeline.
It did. Yeah, the pipeline master coming into the Chilean pipeline and showing us what he's got. It was awesome.
Actually, I'm going to tell everyone out there in the IBA Facebook page and all the fans out there, don't send in any questions because I'm going to be busy asking Mike all kinds of questions. I have a lot of questions for him that I've been in my mind for years. And since we're going to have an open question and answer for him, I'm just going to take advantage of it. Screw you guys. Here we have our rider in white, Johan, from the Reunion Islands. Look at this. God. Perfect
Gigantic.
Flip.
That was amazing. Wow.
I'm clapping.
Hubby's
clapping.
Huge.
That was sick. That flip was picture perfect.
Yep. He drove off the bottom on a set wave and went straight up and blasted into the flats.
But not just that.
Perfectly executed backflip,
the way
technical.
He landed it and turned it around. And sometimes you see guys do flips and they kind of like flop and flounder to turn around and straighten out. He did it so clean.
Yeah, and that's hard to do on a big landing.
Yeah.
That's what was so so impressive. Big move, technical landing, and wow, it's going to be up in the.
I can't wait to see the replay.
Best
as
wave
we
of the
see Alex Aranga. Or no, this is a rider in blue, Matias Diaz. Okay, so this was on the right when Alex was on the left.
Oh, great invert by Matias. I just don't know if he held on, which would have been. Oh no, he didn't.
Can we see
held
the
on.
replay? Here we are.
But look at the replay.
This is Johan, the rider from Reunion Island. Look at this bottom turn, straight into it. Click. And the way he bounced as he turned around was almost perfect, wasn't it?
It was. I really enjoyed that flip. That was so well done. And he's going to move into first place after that. And I'm not sure what his what it's going to be, but it's going to be a really big score.
Hubby, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When you're throwing flips and ARSs like that, what percentage of the time do you hurt your junk? 5%?
Ooh, yeah, I'd say
Pretty rare.
it's pretty rare.
10,
It's pretty
1 out of
rare.
20?
Yeah, it's pretty rare. You
That's
get
a
your ball
question
blasted.
that people who don't know about bodyboarding ask me that when I show them, like, hey, check out the South Coast Crusade I did. And people watch it. They see all these flips and ARSs. One of the first questions, how do they not hurt themselves? I say, I don't know, you just don't.
Yeah, it's somehow you don't. I mean, your board's, your junk's tucked far enough down. It's pushed far enough down so you're not landing on your board. And you're using your core strength to keep it out. So Johan's at first, Alex Young is in second. But just thinking about that question, it makes me shudder. I know we've all had some rip sacks, as we like to call them on Kauai. Like your sack just feels like it's on fire sack. You just like feels like it just got ripped in half. And so yeah, it is not a pleasant feeling.
Well, I mean, I can see how people see that and they think, wow, these guys must be hurting themselves, because I mean these are consequential maneuvers when you're boosting backflips and ARSs out into the flats on big size waves like this. It's definitely something to think about.
It's mostly happened to me if I'm coming down from like an air reverse or like an invert and my legs are really spread and I'm landing like tail first. So if you land tail first, it's the water that does it. It's never the board that hits me. It's always the water that could tear you a new one, so to speak.
And tell me this, I have another question for you. Does it happen very often, Jeff, where you're throwing like, say, a roll or an invert that's big enough or high enough, or you get projected far enough out that you actually are in there so long you decide to let go, throw the board away?
Yeah.
It happens
totally,
sometimes,
yeah.
right? Pretty rare, though.
Yeah, you do have that happen if you're you hit it a little late, but it throws you out and you just feel a little awkward. I've been doing that a lot lately. If I'm just feel like it's going to be an awkward landing and there might be any sort of small risk of injury in a free surf, I'm just not going to land it, because why injure yourself doing something stupid?
Well,
but if someone's shooting you, if you're on like a film trip or if you're in a contest, that's a different story. You're going to hold on and make that move and get some points. But free surfing, you're just practicing.
You are currently leading the IBA tour in points, so
yeah, that's kind of cool.
You got to take care of yourself, buddy. You got to be a professional. Rider in blue, Matias Diaz from Chile.
Oh, what a bummer. Oh, nice air reverse. I thought he was going to get caught, but he did a nice
How do
ARS.
you throw an ARS through the lip like that?
That was cool. He needs a 7.3. It's going to be tough.
In yellow, Alberto Colucci, the rider from Venezuela.
Oh.
We have 50 seconds to go. One more time. Johan Florentine in first place. He has a 7.03 and an 8.83. Alex Aranga with a 6.45 and a 6.8 in second. Matias Diaz needs a 7.3. Alberto Colucci needs an 8.1. So going to be tough for those guys.
Yeah, this is going to be an intense heat right here for these guys to make it, now that Johan's got that almost 9-point ride with that perfect backflip. But Matias Diaz, putting on a great show here in front of his local crowd. He's got three good waves. He's just coming up against short against Alex Uranga, who had some awesome scores today. And he's holding on to second place real solidly.
That's it. You can hear the countdown on the beach, and the heat is over. And the round is over, as a matter of fact.
Yep, last roll of the dice. Johan, our heat winner, coming in. And we're going to have Mike Stewart joining us now for round 2, helping out everyone. And so it's great to be in here, Eric.
Thanks,
Good to
hubby.
see you. And you guys have a great afternoon. I hope you get some rest tonight.
All right, Holiday. That could be your new name. You didn't like the other nickname I was calling you. I think Holiday could be solid. There we go.